year or two until this economy hopefully gets straightened out, turns around a little bit. We just, there's a lot of people that have had salary freezes or salary reductions or reductions in their hours. So when you put up a salary increase up here, and there's some people out here going, wait a minute, I'm not getting my hours in. I haven't gotten a raise in 3 years since this economy's been bad, but you guys are talking about a salary increase too. These are the things that we're sitting back seeing, and I'm looking at my 91-year-old parents going, do I get my medicine? Do I get this grocery item? No, I can't. I've got to pay my taxes, and stay in my home because they're not willing to leave their home yet. Yeah, they will soon enough, but I don't want to take them out of there any sooner than I have to. And so when we're talking about strapping the budget down, yeah, this economy is horrible right now. This is an exceptional economy. It's not a normal one. Maybe when it turns around, yeah, let's go, let's get all this new stuff and do all these new things. But right now, it just needs to be buckled down and tightened down while we all ride this out. And all of us are riding it out. I realize that. I understand you guys are riding it out too. I'm not looking to piss anybody off. I know, Danny, you look mad up there. You've looked mad all night. And I thought, what? We're just trying to, and yeah, so we're going to get involved. So we got people now, and people are talking on Facebook and getting more connected, and that's why you're starting to get more feedback. And I imagine it's going to continue. I imagine this isn't just the beginning. I imagine it's going to get worse. But let's hope not. Let's hope the economy turns around, and then, yeah, people relax a little bit and have a good time. But right now, and when we see salary increases, it kind of makes us go, wait a minute, or stuff like that, just extras. And I can understand them cutting parks and recs in Wyandotte County. And how did we ever get sucked into the UG? Okay, that's another day, I know. But that's a big ball of it too, because we're also, all of us are getting the brunt of that too on top of Bonner Springs. So it's not just you guys, but it's just tough times. So thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on this item? Seeing none. Before I ask for a motion, because we do have two options, normally I would want a motion on the table, but we can go ahead and let's start a discussion before, and then we'll decide on which option we want to put forward. So, Mr. McMahon, would you like to lead off?
Wow. We absorbed a lot today, and we kind of, this gentleman asked if we read the emails. We did get emails, and I've responded to one of the emails. Is there a Maggie here by chance? She's disabled. She shot me an email. There you go. Well, thank you. Well, I responded to her email tonight. Okay, you betcha. Where are we at? We're caught in the middle here and trying to make the best decisions for Bonner Springs. And if we didn't increase some of the pay for public workers, then we run the risk of losing. A gentleman said we got more cars now than what he saw a few years ago. Well, the city's growing. And it's important that you as citizens, we keep you safe at night. And our fire department's grown. It's important that we're able to get to a house at any given time, right, to save the house. So I think it's, and I just reiterate, Tilly, thank you for everything that you do. You've taken it, it's like you're taking the brunt, but you're not. But you're representing the city. You couldn't pick a better town that really genuinely cares and shares your concerns and is taking it to heart. at the same time, we're trying to maintain some level of stability here. So, but as far as we move forward, we're making our option, whether it's 1 or 2. And then we look forward to having a robust conversation September the 9th.
Ms. Wood?
I think what he said is perfect. We are open. We're not making all these decisions by ourselves, and, I think we are, and you've brought in such good ideas. Oh, I forget that all the time. We bring in good ideas, and we want you at these hearings. Please.
Thank you for pointing out my facial expressions. It was unintentional. I'm sorry about that. I'm
She's a deep
invested
thinker.
in it. It's very personal. It's very serious for me. And so if I came across as angry, I apologize for that. That was not my intent at all. Thank you for everything that you have all offered tonight. It's heard, it's considered, it's heavy. I do want to make the point again that whichever direction that we go with the options for this evening, that's setting a cap. We cannot go above that number. We can come below that number, and that is the goal for either of those two options. If we set the cap at a reduction of 1 point, where did I write it down? Help, Tilly. 1.08 on option 2, we can still come under that, and we hope to do that. I did want to make one comment about salaries because local police jurisdictions are poaching our officers out of their squad cars. They will literally come up to a police officer's window with a business card and say, come work for us. We have this much money to offer you. Those people we cannot afford to lose. I don't think that we should be held over a barrel for every time they ask for more money, but at the same time, there are certain things that we do have to weigh very carefully. I'm hopeful that we can find some more ways to reduce the budget. I know we're always looking, so thank you.
Mr. Shannon?
When I saw option number 2, the very first thing I thought about was you. If we could lower this. I know it was mentioned earlier, and I'm not sure, I just heard that, the other agencies have dropped mill levies and stuff like that. If that's the case, I'm not aware of it, because I believe this year, we were the only ones to lower the mill levy in this area. School district didn't, KCK didn't, everything. I don't want to get into too much personal, but, and I think Councilman Reeves is absolutely correct. We have dropped it over the years consistently, and we wish we could drop it more. This is not, I just feel absolutely drained tonight. This is really, you said about Danny's expression and stuff, and I'm sitting here just thinking, I feel the same way, just absolutely drained, because I hear you. And I feel, as I said earlier, that we feel like we're the tail being wagged by everybody else's dog, by the other dogs. We've got 3 major cities around us, Leavenworth, Kansas, and Johnson County. We financially can't compete, but yet again, we have to maintain the services. Our fire department is absolutely one of the best, if not the best, in the state of Kansas. And people have come to us and said, the equipment that you have. Our police department is exactly right. We have had more officers leave because of higher salaries. And, I understand that. But it's still, we have 140 miles of streets that we're responsible for and 8,000 people. And we've got to do the best we can. And I will say right now, I'm for option number 2 for lowering the mill levy. I want that for you. Not for myself, but for you. Thank you.
Ms. Blanks?
Thank you again for all of you coming tonight and sharing your concerns. And ultimately, I think one thing we all have in common is our passion and dedication for our community, or you wouldn't fight to live here, and a lot of you have done so for a long time. There's a lot to consider. I know Tilly's put a lot of work into this, as has Ms. Vogan, our city manager with staff. Our service is not an easy one, but one thing that does make it easy is if we saw more of you more often, not just on the nights of actually voting, but coming to listen and learn with us as we learn information and share that with you, so we could have some really great conversations ahead of time versus the night of. So please come back. It sounds like all of you get our agendas. It'll say the 7:30 meet time, and above that, if we have a workshop, it'll tell you specifically what it's about and what time. Please come back and join us more often so we can discuss together and not on the night of. Thank you to those who've emailed. I've done my best the last couple of weeks over a numerous amount of topics to email back. There's some this weekend. I'm the director of Tiblo Days. You'll have to forgive me. I did not get back to any emails that were sent over this weekend because I just simply was not available. But I will be getting back to those who've taken the time, as I typically do. So please just come back and see us so we can work together on finding solutions together that are best for our residents and our city as a whole. Thank you.
Along?
There isn't much left that I can add to anything that anyone hasn't already said that I don't feel. I do appreciate you guys all being here, and also in addition to learning more about the way that things happen with budgeting, as well as what's going on with the city and the type of things that we vote on and how we vote. You can also learn about programs for senior citizens that assist them with getting tax rebates on things like property tax, which is already high. There are programs within Wyandotte County. We've had folks here who have talked about those programs and spread the word about those programs. So in addition to things like learning, you can also find out about those programs to help with our seniors who are in tough positions as well. So some of those things come out in city meetings as well.
Get out and vote in all elections. Okay, it's important, folks. It really is. I look at what's happened in our city, and you know what? We have less than 10% people vote in Bonner Springs in an election typically. That's shouldn't be that way. You know, so some people aren't registered. Get registered and vote. I bet you people voted. Okay, spread the word. Okay, spread the word. That's important that happens, because that's how we can do things more accurately. If more people have input, then we can end up doing better. Like I said before, if you look historically, Bonner Springs has continually tried to lower that mill levy almost every year through the years. You know, 0.5%, you know, half a mill, a mill and a half a mill. If you look through that, it's happened down through our history for the last 20, 30 years. I've been here almost 50 years. Okay? And I've been employed here in Bonner Springs, not by the city, but by the school district. So I know where we all are, and I'm feeling it. Now I'm retired, I'm feeling that too. Just letting you know I'm with you, and I'm trying to do what's the best thing. Thank you.
Yes, I want to appreciate everyone who's shown up. We have a lot of council meetings, I like to call cricket meetings, because there's nobody here in the audience. So we do appreciate you coming here, and I apologize if I got a little bit testy. But my job, as always, of course, is to try to make sure this meeting is run in an orderly fashion, and that we don't get too far out of control, and we maintain certain decorum. I'm also a little bit of a fact nerd. I always believe in facts, and there's a few that I want to put out there, because I heard the comment in regards to the other jurisdictions within our county and how they're one's lowering their mill levy and the other one is going revenue neutral. What I think it's important to understand is that, and I don't want to say one way or the other for those two entities, what they're their own city, what they've done in the past. I just know we've always worked hard at making sure our budget was doing as fine a job as we could for our residents. If you need to make sure that we compare apples to apples. If you look at the KCK city budget and you add in the city library tax that is not included in their city budget, they far exceed ours. If you look at our neighbors directly to the east of us in Edwardsville, they've lowered their mill levy a little bit, again, they also have about a 5.5–6% library mill levy that is not included in their regular city. Ours includes the library. So in reality, for a second-class city, we actually have an overall lower mill levy than both of those entities. So I think factual data is important to make sure that it's out there. So with that, also I'd like to touch real quickly, as Mrs. Long was saying about some programs. I do know that I've had several constituents who have approached me who are elderly, who have, they're on fixed income, just as I think many concerned for some of the stories we've heard tonight. I did ask our city manager, our interim city manager, to look in. I know there are some of the larger communities around us that do have a program to help with some of those, with some rebates for their city taxes based upon, you have to qualify at a certain income level, and there's a lot of qualifications. She's going to look into see how those programs run, how they're funded. The problem we run into is being a city of the second class, we don't always automatically are able to get the funding that we potentially could use for some of those programs, such as some of the larger cities such as Shawnee, KCK, they may receive from the state and the federal government. But our interim city manager is going to investigate those and look into see if there's a possibility in the future we might be able to possibly institute something in Bonner Springs to help with our seniors that are on fixed income, low income fixed income. So with that, I would accept a motion to approve the public hearing notice and whatever option that you'd like to put forward.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve the public hearing notice option 2 and schedule a public hearing for the 2025 budget for Monday, September 9th, 2024.
Second.
So we have a motion by Mr. Shannon and a second by Mr. Reeves. Is there any additional comment from anyone? Seeing none, then I would call for the vote.
Blanks?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Gurley?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, on to the reports. City manager's report.
I just want to thank everyone for showing up and sharing your concerns and opinions. It's important that we hear those, and a lot of times we do have empty rooms when we have meetings, so it is good to see people in these meetings, and we'd love for you to come more often. Another thing, I'd like to thank everyone for their contribution to Tiblo Days, whether you attended or you were a volunteer or you worked. It takes a whole community to pull it off, and we can't do it without everyone, so thank everyone for everything that you've done for Tiblo Days. And then as far as the water plant coming online, postcards went out. I think I received mine on Saturday. It gives a little bit of information on what to expect as the new water plant comes online. If you'd like more information, it's available on our website at bonnersprings.org/ourwater. That's all I have.
We'll go with council items. We'll start here with you, Ms. Blanks.
Well, first, I would love to welcome back Councilwoman Woods, who's on the up and up. It's so good to see your face. We've missed you very much sitting up here. So thank you for forging ahead. And the service you give back to this community, Chris, is out of this world. So thank you. Thank you to city staff for support on Tiblo Days. It was an amazing weekend. I also want to specify for some comments I've seen online. The city does not pay for Tiblo Days. The Bonner Springs Edwardsville Chamber of Commerce and our amazing sponsors who put on Tiblo Days. and make it such a success to provide free community activities such as entertainment and other parts of it. I know some of you volunteered. Miss Long got third in the Tiblo Trot. I know that was a long weekend for you, but I think I saw almost all of your faces there, which was amazing. But the city staff does provide support with our fire, police, and our absolutely incredible public works. So thank you for the support on that. And then I just want to invite council and, of course, anybody else out there. Wednesday, October 2nd, is the Chamber of Commerce's annual golf tournament. All proceeds raised from our golf tournament dictate how many scholarships we give out to our Bonner seniors next year. Also, I just see a lot of passionate people out here. If you're ever looking at ways to get involved, we are a small community with a lot of service organizations. We have several food pantries, assisted services for those who need them, our library, Von Trent, Jerry Lee Jarrett, Kiwanis, our Rotary Club is amazing. So depending on what your passion is, please come out, get to know some of us. I think all of us sit on several different boards in the community, mainly so we can give back further, but also have an ear in of all the moving parts and pieces that aren't funded by the city and what we can do to help that. Again, thank you all for coming. Please reach out to us, and I'm assuming we will see all of you on the 9th. Thank you.
Ms. Long?
Thank you, everyone, for coming. I also want to thank Emily Blanks and Megan Gilliland, as well as anyone else who volunteered or worked on Tableau days. It was amazing. Things seem to go very well this year, and you guys just always do a fantastic job. So thank you for all that you do. I'd also like to encourage you guys not only to come, but as Councilperson Reeves said, not only vote, but also consider running for local office. Local elections and local office is where the most impact is had on our daily lives. It's where we live here. This is where we live. That's why I'm sitting up here, because I care about the community that I live in and wanted to make a difference. So consider not only voting in your local elections, which are way more important than the ones every 4 years, but also consider running for office. Thank you.
Mr. Reeves?
Yeah, I'll go along with that running for office. I ran unopposed last time. Usually there's somebody that I'm running against, but last time I was running unopposed. I can't keep this up forever. I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm going to need somebody to replace me. Anybody here Ward 3? I'm just looking. That's all. Oh, wait, one more thing. Sorry. Yeah, our church is responsible, has become responsible for providing a water stop during Tiblo Parade, or during the Tiblo Trot. And we had great fun doing that. And I got to see all the people coming through and all the runners and got to talk to all of them as they run by. And I enjoyed that. My grandkids enjoyed that. And it's neat to see how many people in Bonner Springs that I know that come by and I say hi to them and they say, hi, Mr. Reeves. And so it was a good thing also to do that. So, but, you know, like I say, you got to volunteer, okay, on stuff. Bonner Springs is a volunteer city. That's it.
Okay. Mr. McMahon?
I'll try to keep this under 30 minutes. I'm just kidding. You guys. She's got to.
Yeah, she set you up.
I want to reclaim my time.
Yeah, 3 minutes over.
What the energy you guys brought tonight, I mean, that should be present in every one of our meetings, to be honest with you, because what you guys shown tonight is that you're invested in this town, and apparently, and I'm with you guys, right? If I wasn't up here, I'd be out there, because when we're talking about our billfoes, right, it definitely gets our attention. And having a business, and Mr. Estes has a business as well, we know we understand clients sometimes when you start getting into their billfold, if you will. But anyway, I tonight was healthy. It was robust, and I like to be optimistic about things. I think we're going in the right direction. Just continue. Just don't let this be this one time, and we just kind of ride off and think that things are going to always go the way you want it to go. Just continue to stay invested. This is a great council group and this is kind of new for me at the same time. And I'm like, why in the world am I doing this? But tonight explains why. And we want to do our best. And so Maggie's email to me was like, you guys are going to have to give account to God. And I said, well, we're all going to have to give an account to God. This is what she's saying, right, for our decision making. And so I told her, I said, you know what, pray for your counsel. And I mean that. And Bubba knows that, right? We go to church together. I think it's important. So we need wisdom and your encouragement. And continue to do what you're doing. And yes, great Tiblos. Everything was fantastic. Emily, you're speaking at all kinds of events. Up at the high school. I saw you on the stage the other night. Look at you go. Yeah, you bet. You got it. And the farmer's market was fantastic. City band was great. Chris Woods, I know you missed on that. And I didn't get to see you playing your instrument, but that's okay. You were doing something important somewhere else. She wasn't there. So the turnout for the events here in Bonner Springs are phenomenal because you guys are coming out, and we just want to encourage you to continue to do so.
Because you're the people who create what we do. Because you bring up ideas and you bring up all kinds of information. And I never had any idea before I was on city council, even though I taught here for, 50 years, how deep the city goes and how it has to have every level of participation. So thank you very much.
Exactly. Thank you all. Appreciate you being here.
Well, they covered it really well, but I don't think we even begin to understand the depth of what Tilly does. And if you talk to anybody that knows Tilly, the word frugal and definitely comes out. She's smiling. I can say this because I've known her since she's been knee-high to a grasshopper, but she has been fantastic. And my wife worked with her for many, many years here at in City Hall. And if Tilly says it's A, B, and C, you can take it to the bank. And she's done everything she can possibly do to keep us in the black and not authorizing or expending any monies that we don't need to spend. And Tilly, thanks. You're a real gem and a real prize. We're very fortunate to have you here, and so is our city. And I agree with everything that's been said, and thanks for being here. It's meant a lot.
Thank you, everyone. Real quickly, I'd like to also thank everyone for coming here. I want to make sure you fully understand that you can email me, you can call me. Your mayor is not sitting in some lofty perch somewhere. I am always open to talk to you and listen to you at any time, and I know that would hold true for any of the council members. We may sit on this high dais up here, but we were forced up here because of the tax credit, saving you some money. The historic tax credits, we had to leave the stage in place when we refurbished the old 1918 building. So feel free to call me at any time you wish. Maybe not between the hours of 11 and 6 in the morning. So with that, I would also like to welcome back Chris Woods. You have been missed, believe me. And we are glad you're healed up, and we are glad to have you back. There we go. And then, last but not least, just like with everyone else, this was my first couple of days as the mayor, and I tell you, it was just one compliment after another from the public. It was so wonderfully entertained. It was so well put on. Things went so smoothly. Can't say enough good things about it. I also gave the council credit because I had a couple people thank me for the beautiful weather, and I said, I don't get to vote on that. The council had them vote and pass that resolution for the weather. So I said, you guys got the credit for that one. Yes, I'd like to not name names, but I just want to comment that the staff, the chamber, the Education Foundation, the Rotary, all the individuals who give of their time, their energy to put on this wonderful event. And there's one group that somewhat gets unnoticed, and that is Public Works. They are out there before the event starts, the days before, getting all the equipment out there, getting all the signs up. They're out there picking all that trash up, picking all the equipment back up after the event is over. So they never get the recognition they deserve. So I do want to say a big thank you to the Public Works. So unless there's something from anyone else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion for adjournment for this council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Reeves and a second by Ms. Blanks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? We are adjourned.